Hello and happy Monday. It is a joy and pleasure to be connecting with you here. I wanted to come on and talk with you about an element, an aspect of goal setting that actually may be preventing, slowing down, or even blocking the achievement of what you want and desire. So when it comes to setting goals, a lot of the time we're instructed to be specific, and we are instructed to be specific in these types of ways. People will say, what is it that you want? Question number one. And then, when do you want it? Now, what do you want is fantastic. It's important that we're clear as to what we want. And I like to, when I'm working with clients, utilize a technique that I call zoom in, zoom out. Because it is valuable to be specific as to what we want, because, and this is the reason the specificity is really helpful and important, because when we're specific to a certain degree, it allows us to know when we have achieved it. So when somebody says, I want to earn more money, okay, more money is fantastic. I was actually walking along a while ago with someone, and we came across a quarter on the floor, on the ground. And the quarter was there. Actually, she recognized it, and then I recognized it, and I said, ooh. And she said, yeah, but it's only a quarter, and it's tails up. Oh my goodness. Only a quarter, and it's tails up. So money is being thrown at our feet, but it's tails up, which is bad luck, because somebody said that, who knows who. So it's only a quarter. So I'm thinking, okay, I am getting money thrown at my feet here. That is just beautiful blessings right there. And it's a quarter. That's awesome. That's 25 cents more than I had 30 seconds ago. This is fantastic. And I said, so I looked at her and I said, are you going to pick it up? And she said, well, no. And I said, really? She said, yeah, again, it's only a quarter and it's tails up. I said, well, universe, God, source, throwing money at my feet, thank you. I'm picking it up and I am just loving it. So I picked it up. Now, I've had some fun with this. Now, so quarters thrown at my feet, yay, that's fun. But I've found dollar bills in parking lots. I've found $20 bills in parking lots. I have found cash hanging out in cupboards and places within my home that I had no idea. Nobody in my house had any idea of putting that stuff in there. So, it's so much fun to discover the pots of gold all around you. Now, am I willing to earn it? Am I willing to create it? Yes! Am I also willing to allow it to show up in my life? And am I willing to allow myself to receive it? You betcha, absolutely. So that's one of the things around just when we talk about goal setting is, where is your element of resistance? Because this is also a friend of mine that was saying that they wanted more money. More money is fantastic, but clearly they don't want 25 cents more money, and they definitely didn't want money that had tails up. So what does more mean? I actually asked them, and they said, well, I'd like $10,000 plus, and that's the one that I'd be willing to pick up, and that's the one that I'm not really concerned of which side of the bills are up or down. So when it comes to goal setting and you're being specific, go ahead and allow yourself to say, well, when I say more money, what do I mean? What do I mean? But if I say, okay, $10,000.50, is that level of specificity so narrow and so tight that I'm eliminating opportunity? Am I capping how much I'm willing to receive? Am I allowing myself to go to a place which is so uncomfortable that I'm just... I'm blocking it. I'm inserting resistance. I actually worked with several programs, and it was very common to talk with some of the participants, and I would say, well, what do you want? And they'd say something like, I want to earn $800 million this year. And I'd say, fantastic. What's your current level of income and revenue? They'd say, well, $55,000. And I'd say, okay, what does $800 million mean to you? And they would say, well, I don't really know. It just means that I'll have a lot of time and freedom. So if you are setting a goal and your level of specificity is either so tight that it eliminates opportunity for it to improve, or it's so broad that you can't relate to it and you feel disconnected from it, go ahead and make adjustments. What I call the adjustments are to zoom in. So zoom in and see if you can get more specific so that you can measure when it's arrived, or zoom out, allow it to become a little bit more general. So instead of $10,000.50, maybe it's an increase of $10,000 or more a month. Now let's get to the one that I am so excited about. This one often eludes people, and it's the element of time. People say things like, I am so happy and grateful now that it's September, or it's October, or it's January 2018, and I have now achieved XYZ. Okay, well, I am really glad that you're happy and grateful that you've achieved it. But here's the thing. The past exists right now in your imagination. So if you think about something that happened yesterday, usually an image will come up on the screen of your mind. You'll have thoughts that are associated with it. You'll have feelings that are associated with it. And if we actually measure your system, if you're thinking about it in the first person, kind of going back through what happened, we can actually see that you're having a physiological response as though you're experiencing it on some level. Okay, so whether you're imagining it or it's happening right now, it is happening. So you can actually recreate your past right now through your imagination. Now you can do the same thing for your future. And you can imagine yourself, as we've talked about with motor imagery, being out in the future, thinking about something that you want and desire as though you're experiencing it now. You're starting to wire and fire to it, building cells of recognition, and it's occurring now. But let's say you're doing this with your goal, and then you have to wait until January 2018 to realize it. You see, the past isn't actually happening now unless you bring it up in your mind. The future isn't happening now unless you bring it up in your mind. Now, if you're imagining yourself out in 2018, January 2018, living and experiencing your results, there's a little bit of a clock that starts to build in that says, okay, I can have these results in 2018. There are beautiful ways in which the time that we allow for something becomes filled. I love this quote by Albert Einstein, where Albert Einstein says, time is what prevents everything from happening at once. He also says that time and space are not conditions of existence. Time and space are and is a model of thinking. So that's a pretty brilliant statement. Time is a model of thinking. It's actually the quantum continuum of time. It's a way in which we measure change. So the way in which we measure change is very subjective. Now, I'd love to invite you to give me a really good reason to create a separation between you and your result. Is there a good reason to create a separation, a delay between you now and the you that's living your result? You see, I've asked myself this question because I used to put dates on my goals. And I still put a date on my goal, but it's not really a date. It's really a point of existence. And it's something that I want to share with you, teach you, empower you, and invite you to do yourself. I invite you to put now on your goal. Now. Select now as your time frame, and then engage it now. And engage your result as though it's happening now, and be unattached to all of the details of the how. But engage it from yourself, from your belief system, from your identity, from your thoughts, from your feelings, from your behaviors and actions. So it's not about creating a result that you're going to experience within the next year. This is about engaging your result now, achieving your goal now. Be willing to do all that is required for your results now. I've studied the most successful people in the world, and now is where they live. They're not going for their goal in the next year. They're doing all that they absolutely can do now. They're engaging, what can I think about? What can I attend to? What can I focus on? What can I do and behave in now that is in harmony and aligned with my result? You see, if I'm asking for more money, and I'm saying law of attraction, universal laws and principles, I am ready to have more money in my life. As a matter of fact, I'm ready to have $10,000 increase in income and revenue every month. And 25 cents shows up at my feet. Thank you. It's happening now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to call the client. I'm going to have the meeting. I'm going to go do the presentation. I'm going to do all of the things now. Not because I'm waiting to create my result out there. It's because I am my result right here, right now. The other piece is allow yourself to detach, become unattached to your ego. Let it all go. Let yourself off the hook for having to look good to other people, to be famous, to receive and achieve the reward or the award or the certification or whatever it is, the bling, the zing, the zip, the zap, and allow yourself to engage in purposeful passion, driving inspiration, the energy that bounds you out of bed in the morning because you can feel your result. You know it's a part of who you are, and it's looking to express itself to and through you in the world. And then bring it to intention as you engage your day. If you haven't listened to the recording that we did on the 80-20 rule, please go back, look into my thread, find that session that we did, because that's going to be really, really helpful. And allow yourself to engage the one or two things, starting with your identity, who you believe yourself to be. Are you somebody who's becoming wealthy? Are you somebody who's becoming wealthy or successful? Because that's going to be out in the future. You're becoming, you're in the process. I want you to be the person who is successful. Be the person who's wealthy. Be the person who's living your result right here, right now. And it doesn't matter if you have physical evidence outside of yourself that reflects these results to you right now. If we wired you up and we measured your brain waves and we measured your emotional patterns and we measured your physiological, biochemical responses, we could actually see that when you're being the person who has the result, your entire self, your entire system, mind and body are firing and engaging and behaving and producing the muscle movements and the biochemistry and everything that's a match to you actually having that result. That's physical evidence. It's physical evidence. Now, it's not gross evidence. It's fine evidence. It's minor evidence. It's the small. It's hard to see with our eyes. But when we look, we can see it. If we looked at readouts and measurements of how you're biologically functioning and firing, your entire system is saying, I'm living it now. Now, when you are living it now, what we also know is there are parts of your brain that recognize things. And these parts of your brain that affect what you see and what you don't see actually turn on, and you start to see different things. Now, what you begin to see are all of the things that are aligned and actually resources or are harmonious with your result and your desired outcome. And then you engage them. There's a wonderful, wonderful story called Acres of Diamonds. If you would like to read this, I've got a PDF copy of it. Come and send me a contact form at attractyourbestlife.com. I will send this PDF to you, my gift to you, because it's a wonderful story of a farmer who was looking for diamonds, and they actually were all around him. I know right here, right now, all of your diamonds are all around you. And when you're waiting to achieve them and you're working on your goal to realize it by 2018, your diamonds will just wait to show themselves. You'll be led on all of the detours and all of the pathways that get you close, but not all the way there. Now, you could do that, but I believe in your fulfillment. I believe that you're designed to create and live a life you love now, right now. So start looking at your feet. Look for the quarters. Look for the dollar bills. Look for the $20. Look for the piles of cash that are hanging out in your drawers and cabinets that are waiting for you to be discovered. Look for the diamonds. Look for the clients that are waiting to work with you. They're all around you. Allow yourself to see them by becoming your result right here, right now. That's who you are. And again, if you want this story, Acres of Diamonds, come to attractyourbestlife.com. Let me know. I'll send it on to you. All right, have fun. Shift and change your goals. Rewrite them. I'm so happy and grateful that I am living my XYZ result now. Zoom in, zoom out, get your goal to a level that serves you in the greatest way, and expect a prosperous abundance. Talk to you soon. Bye.